What's going on, guys? PXCam here, back in with a brand new video. We are racing around Blue Moon Speedway, the infield B layout, I believe, with Group 1 cars. And how can I put this lightly? This was one of the worst races that Polyphony has ever put together in all of the FIAs I've been running. So I don't like saying that. I don't like bringing videos up onto a negative note, but this race was just terrible. It was ridiculous with how small the track is, and not only that, with these fast cars, it just led to a lot of ramming, smashing, cars pushing each other out, and just a lot of dirty driving, which is not fun. And like I said, I really hate that. To start off the video like this on such a negative note, but it just had to be said. And to be honest, this was one of the races where I just kind of wanted to uninstall GT Sport or just quit, but the fact that we were doing a live stream, I just didn't want to rage quit in front of everybody. And you guys are gonna see why right here as we jump into the qualifying. We are starting off in our Nissan, I think it was the 1995 version of Group 1 cars. Don't quote me on that, but I'm a little better with my cars here, or at least on my car history. But we come out of turn number, I guess you would call it 1, 2, 3, 4, and as we come into this long left-hander, we go down to the straight as we get a little bump from the Canadian behind us, and we go up here and get a 40.018, only good enough for a 16th place. And we have to go again to try to see if we can improve our lap time. So we go out for another qualifier, and across the start finish line here we get a 39.880. So we did improve our lap time, but just a little bit. And honestly, it wasn't enough to even get us into the top 10. So you can see how tight the field was, as from first place all the way to 16th is only separated by less than 0.4 of a second. So even if we would have been able to get an extra 10th, that could have helped us out tremendously, and that could have put us up from 16th place all the way up into 9th or even 8th. So the qualifying was ridiculously important here, because if you get stuck in the mid pack or in the back, you're basically fighting with a lot of cars that are kind of similar pace. And so with that, it just leads to you losing a lot of time and not being able to fight in the front pack and try to go for a win. So it's going to be really interesting here, since we are starting off in 16th. We're basically dead smack in the back of the pack, and we're going to have to just be very, very patient, see if these guys die heading into that dreaded turn 4, and just go around them and try to capitalize on any mistakes that we can as we jump into the intro. So on the intro here, you guys already know I talk about the strategy. The strategy here was to use the softs and medium tires. You didn't have to worry about fuel unless you were using the Mercedes car, but we were going to start off on the mediums, run those all the way up until about lap 13 or 14. You can run them up until lap 15 if you really wanted to, but we're going to run over to lap 13 and 14, switch off to the softs, and try to make an attack here on this 29 lap race. And hopefully we can get some clean air and just put in quick lap times and work our way through the field and get a good finish here around Blue Moon. Let's get it. Jumping to the race now, we get our 3, 2, 1, and away we go. So again, starting lucky number 16th place, 10 positions away from the Super GT spot, but we are right behind VLX Shredding as we head into turn number 1 for the first time here. And we just take it nice and easy, since we are on the medium compounds. We don't want to accidentally go too deep on here, because the tires were very, very cold, and the fact that there was just barely any corners on this racetrack, it was really difficult to get the tires warmed up on the first lap as we head into this dreaded turn 4. So heading into this left-hander, it's really, really difficult, because it just gets a little bit understeery on the exit, and that wall comes up on you really, really quick. So if you just go in there with a little too much head of steam, or just get hit out a little bit on the inside by a car trying to make an overtake, you immediately hit that wall, and it just costs you an extra half a second, 1 second. And on a lap that's only about 50 seconds, 45 seconds around, 1 second can be very, very big of an impact on your race. So we are definitely going to try to avoid making contact with that wall. As you saw already, people were doing that on the first lap as we go into it for the second time. spot our breaking point here. There's a couple of guys ahead of us fighting side by side, but you can see right up ahead of that Bueller decides to push down Shredding all the way to the inside, forces him to the wall, and not sure what the heck happened right there as Bueller just decided to take him out, and we get 2 free positions there, and I'm about to make a move on the inside of Bueller and get a third position as we head into turn number 1. Going to turn number 1 here, you could see that something is not right as we look on the bottom right hand side of the minimap, and this is not a sight that you want to see. So 4 wide coming out of turn number 1. This is not going to end well here as we advance back into the race, and we jump back here, and you can see that we're making a little bit of contact with 13th place. We get smashed out from the inside, and somehow we were able to kind of survive here as we get pushed out by the Canadian of Bueller, and then ZZ Man did try to go onto the inside. He was able to take advantage of that, so we lost 2 positions there as more cars made contact with the right wall, and it's just a mess here right now as we are in the middle of some cars. We are losing positions here. Bueller forces another car out into the wall, and at this point I'm just a little bit worried because I don't want to get around this Bueller guy. He seems like he keeps taking out Shredding, and not sure what the history is there, but these guys keep fighting with each other. Shredding goes in for retaliation. He pushes him out, pushes Bueller into the wall, and we're able to capitalize on that, get in a free position, but we are now finding ourselves in 16th. So we're already 7 laps in, and we are already having plenty of drama and a lot of action here as Shredding, or not Shredding, but Benja gets a little bit of a tap from Moto Guzzi and loses some momentum there, so we were able to go into the inside, get a 15th position, and now we're just focusing on trying to see if we can get around these guys as Moto Guzzi goes a little bit wide into turn number 1. So we make the overtake on the inside, and we just set our sights on the 2 cars right ahead of us, and what I'm hoping here is we can try to get away from this pack right behind, so we can work with these 2 up ahead and try to catch up to whoever that is in 11th and 10th, and maybe we can try to work our way for a 10th place position. As you can see on the mini map, there's just 3 or 4 different packs that are forming here, and the fact that we can't get away from these guys and all they want to do is just race, it's not helping our pace here, as I believe the leader in 2nd place, or maybe just the leader, has just ran away with it. He's got a huge gap away from that 2nd pack, and you can see how much time we're losing here on the mini-map as we continue to keep fighting, and it's not an ideal situation, but we get slammed into the wall by Bueller, so not sure why Bueller did that, but when we tried going back into the inside, cut back on Bueller, I did not notice that there was another car trying to go onto the inside, and we accidentally made contact with him. We get pushed down to the wall. Not the fault of the car underneath us, as I should have been more aware of what was going on there, but I was just very, very mad at Bueller for him pushing me off into the wall. That I tried to see if I can get into the slipstream, and just wasn't thinking straight, as he gets a penalty here, and so does another car, and we're able to capitalize on both of those penalties, get 2 positions back, and we find ourselves back in 17th place. So it's just not an ideal race so far. Just people have been just taking each other out, and this was the reason why I was just getting very, very frustrated when doing this race, because like I said, this is not racing. We're here to go for overtakes. We're here to race cleanly with each other, just have a good time. But when people are just taking each other out and just going for dive bombs and lunges, it just doesn't make a fun time. And with this racetrack, I don't want to say it promotes it, because we really shouldn't be doing it, even if it does promote it, but it's just the nature of the racetrack, which like I said, once I did the 2nd race, this is my actually 2nd attempt out of 2, so once we finished this one, I honestly just could not bother to do another race, and I just decided to give it up in just whatever position we get here. But as we come into this part right here, you can see that we get a little bit of lag, and some car just makes contact with the inside wall, and that kind of distracted me, as I didn't realize that Sickly was underneath us, and accidentally made contact with him, and we get a 2-second penalty for making contact with his right rear. So not sure why we got that. I mean, I understand why we got that penalty, because we immediately just dive bombed, or not dive bombed, but slammed Sickly. But Like I said, it wasn't intentional. I really did not know he was down there, so I got kind of distracted by the lagging car right ahead of us, as he was just all over the place. Not sure exactly what was going on with the internet right there, but we got distracted there, made contact with Sickly heading into turn number 1, and we just get that 2-second penalty. So luckily it didn't hurt us too much, as we were able to catch back up to these guys up ahead, because they're fighting with each other. And not only that, we're on the soft compounds now, so we can try to push this car all the way to the end, as we still have about 5 to 6 laps left here on this race. And you can see that these guys are fighting really hard and making contact with the wall, and they're allowing me to introduce myself into this battle here, and we're gonna try to see if we can go onto the outside, get the slipstream of shredding, and there we go. Now we're up into 16th place as we get around Benja. So heading into turn number 1, we just go nice and easy onto the inside, as we have a lot more grip than these guys up ahead. Shredding and Zucona go a little bit wide into turn number 1, and kind of invited me to try to make a move onto the inside, but I thought twice about it. Just kind of wanted to be patient, not make anything crazy here, as we actually get overtaken by Benja, and Benja goes in a little too deep, makes contact with the wall, and with that, it kind of scares Shredding. We go on for a little cutback on Shredding, and we were able to make the overtake on the inside. So thank you, Benja, for missing that corner. We were able to take advantage of that and get past Shredding here, as we are now up into 15th place, back into turn number 1. Clipping our apex, we are able to just kind of pull away here now, as we're starting to build a little gap away from Shredding, but they are going to come back on the straight here. So we're just focusing on the mini map, seeing where he is at, and you can see he's kind of peeking his head, but we were able to hold him off here when we headed into turn number 4. So with 1 lap left, we have a pretty good gap away from us in 16th, but we did get a really bad exit off of turn number 4, and that allowed USGT to get a really great run. And now it's going to be a 2-car battle here for 15th place, so we're not going to be able to catch up to Zucona here with 1 lap to go. So my plan here was to try to work with USGT and see if we can not fight until the end of the lap, so that we don't invite anybody else into this party. But I just could not keep up with him on the pace. I think I had just abused my tires with all the fighting that I had done, and USGT was able to just pull away from us, go into turn number 4 nice and easy. And we pushed a little too hard as we made contact with the wall, but due to the gap that we had on Shredding, we were able to hold off our position and started off in 16th place, and we end this race in 16th place. So no positions gained, no positions lost. It was just a neutral race, and to be honest, with all the stuff that happened on this race, all the shenanigans, all the dirty driving, all the takeouts, I guess I'll just take a 16th place rather than finishing in last. So 16th place only gets us 95 points here for this nation's race, and to be honest, I just took the points and just said screw this race and shove it up your you know where. But and we just called it a day. And yeah, I don't know, like I said, this was just not an ideal race. I did not enjoy seeing people just wrecking each other and taking each other out. It wasn't racing, to be honest. And I hope we never race around here again with these cars, because if GT Sport decides to do this again, I'm just gonna decline on doing this race. But let me know how you guys did. Maybe you guys were like Pingu or Roman and actually did really well on this race and got a win and a podium. Or maybe you guys hated this race too and you guys got involved on other people's wrecks or other people's shenanigans and got a really bad finish. Let me know how you guys did in the comments down below, if you guys even did this race. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I really don't like ranting or bringing up a lot of negative light on this game because it's such a good game. But when things like this happen, I mean, I don't know. I have to share my thoughts and opinion on races like this. But again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below, and feel free to hit that like and subscribe button to help out the channel. Really helps out the channel a lot when you guys do that. And if you guys enjoy the video and want to follow me on the Twitters or Instagram or even on Discord, all those links are in the description down below. And again, since you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys did, I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace out.